Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Judy. I'm working on doing some paint pours on some CDs that I don't use anymore, and I'm working on a project that I'm doing for a collab with Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists, a group I belong to on Facebook, which you'll hear about more later. I just wanted to do a quick little tutorial on how I do my CDs. I know my desk probably looks a mess right now, but I have been playing this evening and I'm like, I got to get on there and make a video. And rather than clean everything up and start all over, this is what you see is what you get, because this is what I was doing. So, and art is messy and it is fun. And this is what it looks like. So anyway, these are some of the CDs that I have done in the last couple of days. I still need to put a seal on them, but this is what they look like. And I'm very happy with the results. They were a lot of fun. There's tons of ways you can make them look really cool, from moving them around, adding different colors of paint, using one of these little pieces of ball chain, I guess you'd say it is, to do designs on. You can use, a wooden stick, a straw, anything to swirl the paint around. You can use cell mediums to make cells in your paint. There's just tons of things you can do, tons of videos out there, and I like to get my hands messy, and it's fun, and it's just really, really super cool. So I'm going to show you how I do mine and what I use. I start out, I have these little solo cups. I have a little itty bitty poker, and I poke a hole in the middle of them, because what I want to happen is when I go to pour my paint on my CD, I want the rest of the paint to go through that hole and the hole in my cup into the pan that I'm going to be using, so that all that excess paint does not go to waste, and I can use it to pour on a canvas or a different object at the end of my play this evening with my CDs. Now I am going to do just a couple. So let's see here. So then what I do is I take a pair of scissors after I poke a hole in it and widen it so that it's wide enough for a straw to fit through, or your wooden stir. In this case is what I have here. I also have a straw as well, to help control the movement of my CD that's going to be sitting on top of the cup, which you will see in here in just a moment. You will need to have paints that are used specifically for paint pours. If you don't have that, you can get your own. You can mix it yourself. That with some pouring medium is great. This was $24.99. It was from Hobby Lobby. It is 2 liters. I have had it forever, and I have tons and tons of different colors of paints, so I see no need to go out and buy ones that are already pre-mixed. What I do when I mix up my paint is I take the color that I like, and I will show you right quick with just one real fast. And what I do is I take and I fill just the bottom of the cup with my color. Okay. And then I will take the pouring medium and put probably about 1 inch to 1.5 inches at the bottom, or not at the bottom, in the cup with it. You want the consistency to be like a soup, so that the paint moves around really well. You don't want it to seize up on you, otherwise you won't get the movement that you want, and that would not be good. So I'm going to stir this up really good. It looks like I do have enough in there. I eyeball everything. I normally will not ever specifically do measurements unless I absolutely have to. I wing most everything. So if you see, that's really loose, and it is like a soup. Okay, and hopefully you can see that. With me being left-handed, sometimes that gets in the way. All right, then also you're going to need a tin pan. I have this one right here that already has some yummy goodness already from some others that I've done. I'm going to put my cup in the middle of it. I'm going to put my CD with this, the shiny side down. You can do whatever you want with the other side. And then what I like to do is I like to put a base coat on them. And this one looks like it's thickened up on me a bit. I like to put a base coat on it, whether it be solid black or white. That way when I pour my other paint on there too, Like I said, the more fluid on there, the more movement you're going to have. And that's what I like, because you don't want it to seize up on you and not move around, because then that gets you absolutely nowhere. Okay. Let's see, what else did I need in here? Of course, you'll need paper towels. You'll need probably some water, possibly. Of course, some nice newspaper or something to put down so that your working surface does not get messed up. I thought I had enough white, but I didn't. So, and the last time on the ones that I just showed you, I did use black. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to pour it around on my CD. And it will just move all over there. And if you want, you can kind of smooth it out like that a little bit, just to get over all over everything. Okay. All right. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to add some more color. So what I want to do is I'm going to do a mixture of colors. And so I'm going to grab me another cup, one that I have not put a hole in yet. Mix me a few colors around. This one is a brick red that I just did. And I'm going to add some of that to this cup. And then I'm going to add, I think, some of this beautiful neon yellow. And hopefully you guys, my video will not stop in the middle. I have camera trouble, so if you happen to be watching this video and it stops all of a sudden, and I've posted it anyway, you probably got to the point where you've seen enough anyway. So, to get the gist of what's going on, and you can always ask me questions, and I'd be happy to answer them in the box, of course, in the comments. All right, I'm going to add some orange to this one. And let's see, any other color that I want to add? Let's see here. I got a lot of that brick red at the bottom, so I think I'm going to add a little bit more orange, and then maybe another titch of, well, I guess that's it. Should I put anything else in there? Well, let's not mess with it, because we don't want to have it go any longer and my camera stop on me like it has been. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to take this cap from my soda, and I'm going to cover that so that the paint flows over the top of it and spreads out beautifully. You'll see what I mean here in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to pour this over the top of that. Right over that lid. There we go. And it's just going to go like everywhere, and I love it. Look at that. Isn't that like delish? All right. Shaking it because I want all my goodies out of it. And you can always take another one of your sticks and get the rest of it out. All right. So we did that. And let's see here. I'm going to go ahead, and you might want some gloves too, but of course I don't have any, but that's all right. I'm going to go ahead and move that lid with my hand. Anyway, I think that is gorgeous. And what I'm going to do, just to show you, which is pretty cool, I'm trying to find some, I'm running out of space here to put my stuff. Okay. This is where I'm going to go ahead and use my straw so that I can move this around without having the CD fall off. So that way I can move that paint around. You can move it from side to side, backwards, forwards, however you choose to do so, until that paint is poured around wherever you like it. I'm not happy with how I don't hardly have any of my yellow. I should have added more yellow, but that's all right. So yeah, just move it around here however you want it. And I think that looks pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that. And then what you can do is you can kind of tilt this so that you can grab that cup underneath, and then you can pick it up, and that way I'm going to set my cup and my CD off to the side so that it can dry. Okay, so then I'm ready for another one. So that's basically how I do it. Okay, now there's other things you can do. I don't have to put anything on the top of it if I don't want to. As far as the white or the white, black, solid white or solid black as a base, I don't have to do that. That's completely up to me. I can do a different color, say maybe I want to color it, do it in this purple, I can do that. It doesn't have to be. I just usually like to use the solid white or the black, but let's go ahead and do this purple anyway, just because I can. All right, and we'll get it moved around here. And at the end, like I said, anything that flows through the remainder of the holes of the CD into this pan, I like to pour it onto a canvas, or it could be any other kind of object, a wooden object or whatnot. Okay, and then what I'd like to do with this is I'd like to use that chain that I was telling you about, and it is fairly cheap for a roll of it in the jewelry section at the hobby store, and I like to kind of try to make a design in it. So I have extra of it hanging around, and I can cut it into different lengths depending on how big my project is. It doesn't have to be real big for this because it's just a small surface. And so I'll cut me some little lengths of chain. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip this in my paint. So what I'm going to do is I would like to dip it in some yellow. And you want to go ahead and saturate that chain as best as you can in the paint. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to lay it on here like in a little S shape. And then I'm going to go like this, back and forth a little bit. And then I'm going to pull it straight down. So I can make kind of like little flowers. And this is such a small surface that it's going to be a little bit harder to get the effect I want, but I'm going to try just the same. There we go. And you want to just keep dipping it back in and making sure you get it soaked really good with the color that you want to be utilizing. Okay, so I'm going to just do little S's. And I just want to make some marks with my chain on the CD for a decoration, okay? And like I said, I'm trying to make it look kind of like flowers. And there is other videos where you see people do this. It's really actually very easy. You just have to get used to it is all. Let me stir that up a little bit. I'm getting all my purple and my yellow, but oh well. So, there we go. So just playing around, doing something different. And this is kind of like Easter. We just had Easter, right? So we got like some Easter colors going on here. And I really, really just want to put it all over around every side here. There we go. Looks really pretty. And then I can add some other colors into it too if I like. And you can use your wooden stir or your straw or anything just to, move it around, swirl it around, whatever you want to do. Get as creative as you can possibly think of to get with it. And you'll be happy that you did. Just do your own thing. It's, there is no right or wrong. Then there's, happy accidents, and sometimes there's things that worked out how you wanted them. Just depends. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and since I have other chain already cut, I'm going to go ahead and grab another one, but I'm going to use a different color. And I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in, let's see, it's purple. Let's do some, I'm going to do a little bit of orange. See what that looks like. Oop, and I got me some drops there, so I'm going to try to go back in the drops. See what I get. This chain, it just makes really cool designs on whatever you're using the object. And I had quite a bit of orange on there, so I can just keep dragging it in there. See how it made like little flower-like looking things? I just think it's so super cool. And you can wipe off your chain too during the midst of it, however you want to do. I just think this is turning out really cool. And I'm just kind of doing whatever. I'm not making any kind of commitment to anything other than just going with the flow of things. All right, so use the orange and put that to the side. And I think what I'm going to do is I have some really cool green here, and I'm going to add some green to it too. And see what that will come up like. Let's add some green. Swirl it in there. And if I really wanted to, I could take time and clean the chain either each time, but I'm not real concerned with it. I've done quite a few of these before I got on here tonight, so I don't want to... It's not a big deal to me. So I'm almost done. I think it's turned out really, really cool. Just keep dunking your chain and getting a lot on there. There you go. Very, very cool. I'm very, very happy with what I have going on here. In fact, so much that I probably will stop with that. And you can even put it like through the middle of the hole and, you know, start it right there too. Maybe come out with a few things, like kind of just bring it to the edge and pull it like that backwards, and then let it mix in with some of that other paint as well. There we go. All right, so I'm really happy with that one. I think that's pretty cool looking. Hopefully you guys think so. All right. So I will let that dry and find a spot over here. I have a few that I did. All right, and let me see if I have time for one more. Hopefully I won't run out of time. It basically showed you how to do it, my take on it. So if for some reason I lose you guys, I apologize, but you know, it happens. All right, so there's my cup that I have ready. I've got my CD up there. Oops, wrong side. All right, now what do I want to do this time? I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to go ahead and do my white. Which pretty well takes up the rest of my white that's in my cup. So I might have to mix up some more should I decide to do any more of this evening, but I don't know that I will. It's getting pretty late, and I was, like I said, doing this before I got on the camera. All right, let's see here. All right, let's go ahead. And I want to see if I can get some cell movement. All right, so let's try that. See if I can get some cells. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a separate cup, okay? And I'm going to put some drops in there. And then I'm going to add me some paint. And I'm going to use this Brick Red again because I really did like it. And I'm going to stir that up real good. Into my paint, and I want to make sure that I get it stirred up good, because you don't want to have it separated, and you'll know what I mean by separated, because it'll look like you'll be able to see the clear film of the cell medium sitting on top of the paint separated from the paint, and you don't want that. And if I have too much in there, then I'll just have to add other paints and whatnot to it. So to thicken it up. And it looks like it's good. It looks like it's not separated on the top. It's really, really good. Okay. Yep, I think that looks good. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and pour some other colors in it. So let's see here. I have some really beautiful, beautiful blue over here that I had earlier. Let's put some of that in there. The challenge that this project is actually going to be for with some of these CDs is called Make It Rain. So I'm going to want quite a few that have blue in them, but you know, I want just something really colorful. All right, so I'm going to add some blue in on top of that. Just use the rest of it. And That'll be for that blue. I have some baby blue here. Let's throw a little bit of baby blue on top of it. Now, I know I've got way too much paint here because this is just a small CD, but, you know, kind of is what it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stirrer and I'm just going to stir it one time, like a little swirly. And then I'm going to start pouring it on top of this. But I'm going to go in a circular motion. So I'm going to go start at the end. And I'm just going to keep pouring around and around and around like that. All right. And I really kind of want more blue in that. So let's see if I can get some more blue out of this cup. And pour it over here. That's what's really cool about these paint pours is you can just pour however you want it. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take a piece of, I don't know if I want to use that chain. I think I might just try to move it around and see what it does. Let's see here. Go like this. And I got that white in there. Ah, yes, messy, messy, guys. Very, very messy. And you have to always just make sure you have enough paint, because eventually, once your paint rolls off of there and everything, it'll start to seize up and you won't get any movement. So kind of try to need to move it around as much as possible. And there I go, like almost dropped it, even though I had my leverage. See, look, there it is forming the cells. See the cells? It's like, looks like bubbles. Now what I'm not happy with about this one is I don't like how thick that, there's not like enough movement on that side. I would like that to look a little better over there. So I'm wondering, let's see here, if I have enough paint on it that it'll still move a little bit that direction. I'm going to move it like this, tump it as much as I can, because I really want that side to drip off some more. Here it goes. There it goes. There's not much on there, so it's starting to kind of lose movement. I just didn't like how thick it looked. There we go. Now I see it. I like it better because there's more lines and bubbles and such, which I like that much, much better. And now as it sits there for a few minutes, we'll get some more cells. What you can do as well is you can blow on it. That kind of helps the bubbles kind of start to form. You can also take like a little itty bitty mini torch to it, which I have, but I don't have that. We can use that at another time. You can blow through a straw and move paint around as well. So however you can manipulate that paint. So, but you see there's a lot of cell movement right through there. And this is kind of like a cell right here. So it'll get, as it starts to dry, it'll get more and more. So let me blow on it a little bit more here. See if I can get any more cell movement out of it. See, like there's little itty bitty bubbles. That's little cells forming from that stuff. So, and then right here, see, so it'll start formulating more and more of those, you know, as time goes on. So I'm going to move that one over here to my station. And I'm going to move this paint, and I'm going to show you a couple other ones that I did before I got on camera. that are still drying. So I'm going to move now. See this, all this goodies, this is going to get poured onto something, a canvas. But let me show you the other ones that I'm talking about first, and then maybe if if my camera doesn't shut down, I'll pour that on a canvas. But here's one I did earlier, which turned out really cool. Another one that I did, move my stuff out of the way. I've got so many cups around here. Here's another one that I just did earlier. Oops, hang on here. I don't want to drop it here. It's getting kind of stuck to my paper. Here's another one I did. And then there's one I drew on earlier. Hang on, let me get that. You can hear it all sticking to my stuff. That one I kind of drew on. It's supposed to be like some little flowers in the sky or little wisps. So I did that one. Yeah, so I've got those. And let's see, did I just this one here? So I've got quite a few drying. So let's put this on it. Let's just for the heck of it, let's throw it on a canvas. I just happen to have one. Let's see here. Just happen to have one. It's a small one, but there's not too much paint in there, so it should be perfect. Let me get some of my paints out of the way. You guys, these trays that you can get like at Dollar General or dollar stores and stuff are great for using for paint pours. You just find the right size for whatever project you're doing, and it's just really great. You can put stuff in them and get things out of your way, and it's just perfect. All right, let me open this real quick here, and we will take our excess paint so that I don't waste it. We'll just throw it on a piece of canvas here. It may turn out looking nice, it may not, but these are just little cheapy dollar canvases that I'm playing with right here, right now. So it's not going to hurt anything. So what I'll do is let me get all my sticks out of the way. There's another one. And throw them in my trash. And then we will do... Oh, there's another one. All falling there on me. All right, get all that gunk and garbage out of the way. Chains. All right. All right, there we go. Now, let's go ahead and pour that on there. Got so many cups around everywhere. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. You know what? I probably could have used the bigger canvas that I had. All right, well, we're just going to do it anyway. So, where is... I'm just going to do it over my newspaper, and when I've got enough on it, I'll know. Might be able to do a couple of canvases. Here we go. That's actually probably going to be enough on there. So what I'm going to do is probably do 2 canvases because I've got plenty of paint in there. But now I can just move it around. So this has got all kinds of colors in there, and there is also the cell medium is in there as well from the one I mixed. So that's going to be incorporated into this as well. Oh, this is going to be really cool. Make sure that it covers all the edges. Yeah, this is going to be pretty cool. Here we go, and then the last one over here. Oh, this is going to be cool. This is exciting, guys. Really exciting. It really is. Okay. That's it. That's my canvas. This is what I ended up with. Is that not cool? Look at all those cells. I mean, look at all of them. Just gorgeous. When that dries, that is going to be really, really, really cool. Really, really cool. That's just cool. All right, so, and then you can see the different cells in the pan too. See them all? That is like super, super cool. That's neat. I like that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a cup to dry as well, so I don't mess that up. But yeah, so you guys, I really appreciate you watching, and you feel like getting messy, get your paints out. Here real soon, I'm thinking about trying to do some different kind of stuff with some CDs as well. I was thinking about doing some stenciling on some CDs, and then after I do my stenciling, do some painting on them. So look for that in the near future. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I want to do some experiment with it first before I get on camera and such. But yeah, so look for that soon to come. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Sometimes it's hard to think of everything. I'm trying to keep the video to a minimum if possible. I know it's hard to do, and a lot of you may not even get to the end, but if you did get to the end, I just want to thank you for watching, for subscribing. If you're new, please like, subscribe. I would certainly appreciate it. Happy crafting to all of you guys. Appreciate you all, and I will catch you on my next video. All right, guys, have a great one.